Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome our viewers to the South Jersey League Championship baseball game. Today's contest pits the Cubs of Heritage against the Brainerd Mustangs. I'm Dom Golden from Brainerd School, and I'll be bringing you the play-by-play. With me this afternoon, fellow teacher at Brainerd, baseball coach at LaSalle University, Gene McDonald. Heritage, the winner of the Eastern Conference, boasts an 11-1 record this year. Their only loss came at the hands of Marlin just a week ago in their very last game. Brainerd, on the other hand, won the West with a 10-2 record. Their only two defeats, interestingly enough, at the hands of Heritage, the team that they play today, and both of those games were close. We have a beautiful day for baseball. Gene, before the game starts, why don't you spend a few moments going over the strengths of both teams?
Sure, Dom, thank you. It looks like it's the old story of hitting against pitching and speed. Heritage has the hitting. They're hitting over 375 as a team this year. And it looks to be, before the game starts, that Brainerd might have the best pitcher and speed on the bases if they get on. So it'll be interesting. This is an age-old story, pitching against hitting, and maybe we'll see some today.
Gene, these are the same three schools that we had just 3 years ago. At that particular time, Heritage was the winner. Coaches for today's game. For Brainerd, Bruce Simon. Bruce is in his 8th year as coach of Brainerd's baseball team. Bruce also does an excellent job as the coordinator of the South Jersey Baseball League. Bruce's overall record for his 8 years, a 57-20 log. Very impressive.
That's a good record.
Heritage, Bob Boyle. Bob also does an excellent job with Heritage. It seems that Heritage is in the championship game every year. Bob has been there for 9 years. And Gene, if I may say so, not to age you, but Bob played baseball for you at LaSalle University.
Bob played right field and left field. He was an excellent hitter, had good speed, could throw the ball well, and he does a good job for Heritage.
Okay, we're waiting for the game to begin. The home team for today will be Heritage. They are on the field at this time, awaiting Brainerd to send the first batter to the plate. Gene, why don't you go over the starting lineups for today's game?
All right, Dom, the reason Heritage is the home team is because they had the better record of the two. Leading off for Brainerd and playing second base is John Rivers. Batting second, playing center field, is Paul Napoli. First base and the third hitter is Dean DeGrazio. Playing third base and batting in the cleanup position is Bob Jasinski. The designated hitter is Lou Torchel. The catcher, J.J. Piccola. Shortstop, Jason Sunkett. Chris Murphy is the pitcher. Very good pitcher, by the way. Brian Cohen is playing left field, and Mike Ellis batting ninth and playing right field. We're about ready to go. The umpires have taken their positions.
Let me mention, Gene, that the pitcher for Heritage is Ted Page. Ted has been undefeated so far this year. Done an excellent job for the Cubs at Heritage. Okay, leading off for Brainerd, Johnny Rivers, second baseman. John is the fastest player on the Mustangs. Leads the team in stolen bases. First pitch, a ball outside.
He has 9 stolen bases, and he's coming into this game hitting .261.
Strike, 1-1. Strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Page has jumped out ahead. I imagine that the key to this game will be staying ahead of the hitters this afternoon.
Definitely. The key to the game, the key to any baseball game is not walking people. especially if there's a good hitting team like Heritage, you don't want to put men on base ahead of the good hitters.
Okay, first batter this afternoon. We have a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to John Rivers.
And by the same token, if you have a team like Brainerd that has speed, you don't want to put them on the bases.
And just what Ted didn't want to do, walk the leadoff batter.
There's your first base runner.
Okay,
We'll see
and
what
as
happens.
you said, John leads the team in stolen bases, so we'll keep an eye on John at first base. Okay, center fielder stepping to the plate now, Paul Napoli. Paul bats from the right side. Ball.
Paul is one of the better hitters. He's hitting .424, 7 stolen bases. Bruce Simon coaching third base.
Okay, that's a ball that gets away from the catcher, and Rivers goes down to second base. Count is 2-0.
We'll score that a wild pitch. I don't think the catcher could handle that.
Okay. Catching today's game for the Cubs of Heritage, Chris Finley.
Beautiful day today, playing on the JV field at West. They seem to play Paul Napoli straight away.
Another ball. Ted seems to have a little bit of control problems as we begin
Yes, he
today's
does.
contest.
That was
Okay,
a good
that's a
pitch.
strike.
Whoops. Runner made a break for third, came back.
Count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner on second base, nobody out. We are here in the top of inning number 1. Okay, ground ball to third base. Ball looks fair, long throw. Napoli is out. Rivers, good base running, goes to third base. So we have a runner at third base and 1 out. Lee Heisman made that nice defensive play at third base.
Lee Heisman took the ball right on the line at the bag, checked the runner at second, threw over to first. Very nice play.
Okay, with 1 out, Dean DeGrazio is coming up for Brainerd. Dean's a first baseman.
Dean is hitting .367. 11 RBIs. Foul back over to the screen.
Yes. Okay, Ted jumps out in front
Dean
of
and
the third hitter.
Dean and John Rivers seem to have the most RBIs. Dean with 11 is the right man up here.
Strike 2.
Was a nice swing. He just swung right through it. They also play, Heritage also plays Dean straight away. The infield is in. Cutting off the run early.
Ground ball back to the pitcher. Pitcher holds over to first base. 2 outs.
Dom, you can tell this is a well-coached club. Ted Page got the ball hit right back to him. First thing he did was check the runner at third base, step and throw to first base. That's a well-coached player.
Okay, in the cleanup spot, Big Bob Jasinski, third sacker for Brainerd. Bob also a member of our undefeated basketball team. Ted jumps out in front once again. On pitch number 1,
Bobby Jasinski is hitting .448.
Jasinski's a money player. Let's see if he comes through for Brainerd now. It's a ball outside and low. 1-1.
He's a good-sized boy. He's husky. Looks like he can hit the ball pretty good.
If Bobby gets a hold of one, it'll go a long way.
He's got 13 RBIs so far this year. 4 doubles.
Okay, a long shot into the gap. This is going to score Brainerd's first run. It gets by the left fielder. Jasinski's going for 2. He has good speed. and he's going to pull in for a double. And as I just said, Gene, Jasinski is a clutch player, and he proved it once again.
That was a nice curveball. The only thing is it broke right over the plate. Bobby Jasinski jumped on it, drove it over short, and between the left and center fielder. Ended up on second base.
Okay, Lou Torchel. Lou is our designated hitter for today's game. Lou's also a pitcher, and I believe he's undefeated this year, Gene. 4-0.
He's batting from the left side. He's hitting .350.
Ball one, high and outside. Jasinski takes short lead off of second base. There are 2 outs, and we are in the top of the first inning.
Lou Torchel has 9 RBIs.
1-1. Okay, Ted Page looks in at the batter. Nice pitch. Blew that right by Torchel.
Louis seemed to jerk his head around a little that way. Louis is a left-handed hitter, and they're playing him a little bit toward right field.
He's out. Another nice pitch.
Now, he struck Lou out that time, but Lou's head remained right on the ball. I thought for sure he would hit it.
Lou looked like he was a little outclassed in that particular
Yes.
bat. Got 2 balls blown right by him, but I'm sure Lou will be up again. Do a better job next time. Okay, at the end of 1/2 of an inning, Brainerd has jumped out on top, 1-0. Gene, while we're waiting for Heritage to come to bat, let me quickly go through their batting order. Second base, batting leadoff for the Cubs, Blake Barnes. Batting number 2, playing center field, Eric Schwartz. Glenn Foley bats third and plays first base. Their designated hitter, Aaron Tefaction, will bat in the 4th spot. Joe Scully at shortstop, batting number 5. Right fielder, Stuart Sheeroff, followed by the pitcher, Ted Page, followed by third baseman, Lee Heisman, catcher, Chris Finley, and finally, Ken Stackhouse will bat last, and Ken plays left field.
This is a real beehive of activity here on the adjoining field in a Group 4 playoff game. We have Cherry Hill West entertaining Toms River East. When this game started, that game was 0-0, second inning at the time.
Battery for today's game for Brainerd: on the mound, Chris Murphy, and behind the plate, one of the best catchers in Brainerd's history, J.J. Piccola.
I'll have to show my age again, Dom, because JJ's father, John, also was an outfielder for me, a very good player. And I can just see JJ growing up every day. He's just getting taller and taller, and he handles himself well behind the plate. As we go into this, Dom, I have a record here. Now, this is the 3rd game this year that Brainerd has played Heritage, and I have a record of what everybody has done in those 2 prior games. So as we go, I'll try to fill people in on the hits and the times at bat that the players have.
Okay, stepping up to the plate for Heritage, second baseman, Blake Barnes. Murphy looks in for the sign. Here's the first pitch. It's a little bit high, but Blake offered at it, and Murphy is ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike.
So far this year against Brainerd, Blake Barnes is 3 for 5.
Okay. Strike number 2.
Now that was good location. Any pitcher that throws that hard at this level and down in the strike zone will win if he could do it consistently.
Okay, a shot deep over the center fielder's head. That ball was stung. Blake heading for second. He's going to go for third, and I think he's going to make it. The relay throws coming in. They're going to hold him stand-up triple. So the first batter for Heritage hits a shot over the center fielder's head and gets a standing triple. As you said, the Heritage team hits the ball.
Yes, they do, Dom, and that is a coach's dilemma. An 0-2 pitch that was too good, and Barnes ripped it. He ripped it to center field, over the center fielder's head.
Okay.
Now, the pitch before that, the second strike, as I said, was an excellent pitch. The third pitch was too true, and he jumped right on it.
All right, batter number 2, Eric Schwartz. He's up in an RBI situation. Nobody out, runner on third base.
Now, Brainerd seems to be giving them the run. The infielders are back. They're not
Okay.
cutting it off this early in the game.
First pitch was a little bit outside. Murph falls behind in the second batter. Move over to third base, trying to hold Blake on.
Chris is a tall boy, tall and slender like the traditional pitchers you'd like to see, and he does throw the ball hard for an 8th grader.
That was a curveball, I believe, that time,
was a
Gene, and that was
curveball,
outside.
a little on the outside.
2-0.
If anybody can throw as hard as Chris and throw a curveball like that and throw strikes, you're in the game all the time.
A little bit inside. Brushed him back with a fastball, and he's behind 3-0.
Eric Schwartz is 1 for 6 in the 2 previous games.
Eric, the center fielder for the Cubs. Ball 4. So the Mustangs are in a little bit of first inning trouble. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Up to the plate for the Cubs, Glenn Foley, who is their first baseman, and one of the star athletes at Heritage this year. Excellent basketball player as well as baseball player.
I saw the game yesterday between Cherry Hill East and Cherry Hill West, and there's 2 Foley brothers playing on Cherry Hill East. First baseman and second baseman. I think the second baseman came in to pitch a little bit yesterday. This boy looks good at the plate, Tom.
First offering by the pitcher, swung at by Foley, although it looked a little bit high.
It was high. He must be anxious. He wants to go after it.
However, a bit of good base running by the Cubs. Eric Schwartz stole second base on the pitch. So now we have runners at second and third. Strike 1 on the batter, and nobody out. We're at the bottom half of the first inning.
I could be wrong, but shortstop Jason Sunger looked like, it might be my angle, looked like he might be able to get him there on that steal, and then he picked up and went to third.
Second pitch, a little bit inside. 1-1.
Infielders are still deep. Jasinski is holding the runner on third base. Coach Bob Boyle's flashing signs down there.
Murphy looks in. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Looked like an off-speed pitch.
An off speed with a little bit of curve to it, inside Dom, and Foley really took a rip, but
Looked like he was a little bit ahead of that ball.
He swings well. They're gonna have to watch out. He doesn't make
Okay.
contact.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Murph looks in. Here's the pitch.
Foul
It's fouled
ball
off.
over by the houses on the front lawn.
Murph put a little bit of heat behind that one. Foley got a piece of it. Stay alive.
Glenn Foley is 2 for 4 in the previous games with a pair of doubles, and they also walked him 3 times, so I guess they fear his bat a little bit.
Here's the pitch. Inside. Here's the play at the plate. He's out. He's out. Blake Barnes alertly trying to score from third base on that outside pitch that got away from Piccola. Murphy alertly covered, and the Mustangs had their first out of the inning.
Actually, that was a tough pitch to hit, Tom. It was behind Foley. Went all the way to the fence, to the backstop here. J.J. picked it up. Chris covered home alertly.
Okay, we have 1 out. Up to the plate, I believe, is the still Glenn
Still
Foley.
Foley.
Still Foley.
Got 2 strikes
2
on
strikes on him.
him.
Here's the pitch from Murph. High. And Foley looks at ball number 2. Okay.
The infield is still back, like they respect Foley. Not cutting a run off at
This
all.
would be a big out if Murph could get Foley. Ball. And I'm sorry, the count was 3-2. Foley on the ball 4. Goes to first base, and we're with runners at the corners once again. Only this time with 1 out. Okay, up to the plate, designated hitter for the Cubs, number 12, Aaron Tefanction. Aaron bats from the right side. Let's see if Foley goes on this pitch like they did the last time, Gene. I think Murphy's aware of that and
Yes.
he's trying to keep him close.
In the previous games, Aaron is 2 for 4 with a pair of doubles and 2 strikeouts. So he either rips it or he strikes out, it looks like.
Foley takes a lead off of first base. Murph looks in at Piccola's sign. First pitch, a little bit high.
He's got to keep that curveball down. That was too high. It's too inviting to hit if it's up in the eyes. Now, Aaron is a right-handed hitter, but they're playing him toward right field.
High again. So Murph falls behind the designated hitter, Aaron Tefanction. 2 balls and no strikes.
Umpire just lets everybody know the count is 2 balls, no strikes. Big hole between third and short. Jasinski's holding the runner on third base.
Ball 3. Gene, what is the thinking behind Jasinski holding a runner on third with less than 2 outs?
It really isn't necessary. He's not going to go anywhere. He might as well, if they don't suspect bunt, he might as well play deep, cut off the angle between third and short, and get all the ground balls they can. If they put a ground ball pretty far to the left of Bobby Jasinski, I don't think he'd ever get it. He's just too far away.
All right, as Murph looks in for his sign, the count is 3 balls and no strikes. We have runners at the corners. Will he be taking on this
With 1
pitch,
out,
Gene?
he'll be taking.
You were right. Ball right over the plate, but Aaron, wisely, I guess, is trying to make Murph throw strikes. Count 3 balls and 1 strike.
On the orders from the coach.
Murph looks in. Ooh, a nice off-speed pitch.
He wasn't taking that time.
No, Aaron swings. We have a full count.
That was a nice, slow curveball.
Okay,
Now we got 1
this
down.
is an important pitch
It's
early
an-
in the ball game.
Glenn Foley will probably be gone to save a double play on this.
Here's the pitch.
There he goes.
Struck him out. Struck him out. So Murph came from a count of 3 balls and no strikes, some gutty pitching, to fan the designated hitter, Aaron Tefanction.
On the
Okay.
play, Glenn Foley stole second. Mostly
Batting for Heritage at this time, we have Joe Schooley. Joe is the shortstop for the Cubs. Pitch number 1, low and outside to Joseph.
in the 2 previous games. Joe Schooley went 0 for 3. Hitting a ground ball back to the pitcher, striking out and hitting a fly ball to center field.
Okay, the second pitch from Murph is a strike.
The strike.
Off speed again, but right over the heart of the plate, and Joe took it.
He fooled Joe a little bit. Joe bailed out a little bit on that pitch.
Murph looks down. Strike. We have a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes.
This Chris Murphy can throw a little bit of heat. Now that was high and inside, and he throws as hard as any 8th grader I've seen.
Runners at second and third. 2 away. Ball outside. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The outfield of the Mustangs are playing Joe Schooley dead straight away.
Murph looks in and strikes him out.
There's that old
Another
curveball again.
Off-speed pitch, Gene.
Yeah,
And
it was
Murph, Murph came through.
Yes, he did. Did a good job.
At the end of inning number 1, the Mustangs of Brainerd 1, Heritage nothing.
Chris Murphy seems to have enough speed on the ball to back them up a little bit, and then he throws that curveball over and it catches them off stride. We're starting to get a little crowd here. I know I was talking to a couple of parents on the other field. They have sons in both games. I know.
I'm sure that presents a dilemma to them.
Mrs. Cohen must have wheels on her chair because she's got two sons in the West game playing against Toms River East, and she's got a son in the Brainerd game.
Steve's a 7th grader.
Playing against Heritage.
Leading off inning number 2 for Brainerd will be catcher J.J. Bacola. Coach Simon tells me that J.J., in his opinion, is one of the best catchers ever to play at Brainerd School. Excellent defensive catcher, and he's a good offensive player as well, and a nice young man.
Nice young man is right, and it comes by his talent naturally. His father was a good-sized outfielder with a strong arm, hit the ball well. So you can see a little bit of J.J. emerging. Pitcher Ted Page for Heritage. I understand his father is teaching in the Cherry Hill District for a long time.
All right, the first pitch, inning number 2, is a strike. J.J. watches a fastball on the outside corner of the plate for strike number 1. All right, J.J. tries to bunt and bunts the ball out of bounds.
Goes down first base line, rolls foul. J.J. in the 2 previous games with Heritage is hitting .250. He's gone 2 for 8. 5 times he struck out, and the last time at bat he got a hit.
Okay, a foul tip. J.J. stays alive. That ball's a little bit low and outside, but I guess with 2 strikes on you, you're protecting the plate.
Of course, if the catcher had held that cleanly, it would have been an out.
Chris Finley is the catcher for Heritage, and he too has done an excellent job for the Cubs all year. All right, Ted looks in at Chris for the sign. An off-speed pitch, and J.J. swings right through it for the first out of the 2nd inning.
He got him swinging, jerking his head a little bit with a curveball.
All right, batting now for the Mustangs, Jason Sunkett. Jason is the shortstop for Brainerd. First pitch, Jason lost a fly ball in the shallow right field. The second baseman for Heritage drifts out, and Blake Barnes makes the play for out number 2.
Have a couple of celebrities behind us. Dom, I'll mention them in between innings.
Batter number 3 for Brainerd, Chris Murphy, number 22. Chris is the pitcher. First ball was outside.
Low and outside.
Two outs. Top of the 2nd inning. Ted looks in to Chris. We have a pop-up over our heads and out of play. And Ted has stayed ahead of the batters in inning number 2. Unlike some of the problems he had in the 1st inning where he fell behind in the count a few times. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Murph's trying to get something started here in the 2nd. There's a low pitch. Murph lost it between the center fielder and the right fielder. Murph's going to head for 2. Here comes the ball in the second base, and Murph's going to have a stand-up double. Nice piece of hitting by Chris Murphy.
Heritage was playing Chris dead straight away, and he took a low fastball and went between the right and the center fielder. Ends up on second base.
All right, Gene, let's pick it up. We have a pinch runner for Murph.
Number 6, Bobby Landau, is going to run for the pitcher, Chris Murphy, as a designated runner.
Now batting for the Mustangs, left fielder Brian Cohen.
Brian Cohen, 2 previous meetings. Brian is 1 for 3 against Heritage, that one being a single.
Man on second base, Chris Murphy, or not, pardon me, Bobby Landau, the pinch runner, and there's 2 away in the top of the second. Ball, high, a little bit inside. Okay, we have a ball low, gets away from the catcher, and Bobby Landau alertly takes third base on the play.
We'll have to call that a wild pitch that was in the dirt. We have 2 outs. Coach Simon calls time. Goes up to Brian Cohen talking to him. I'm sure they won't be squeezing on this play with 2 outs, but
Ted looks in, throws a ball high. Good eye by Cohen. Count is 3-0. So no sooner did I say that Page stayed ahead in the count.
right.
He falls behind to Brian Cohen. All right. He walks Cohen on 4 pitches. Now the Mustangs have runners at the corners, first and third. We still have 2 outs. And I believe Rivers is up again.
Yes. That ball almost hit. That ball 4 almost hit Brian Cohen all the way back to the backstop, but Bobby Landau elected not to leave third base. And the question is, will the runner on first go with 2 outs? And there he goes.
All right, the catcher for Heritage, Chris Finley, elected not to throw down at second base, and I guess that's a good play when you have 2 outs.
It could have been a bad throw, and you give up a run if it was. They're going to count and get the batter out.
Ted Page looks in. The pitch to Rivers is high. Count of 1-1. 2 outs, inning number 2. Runners at second and third. John Rivers, second baseman for Brainerd at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's hit back to the pitcher. Page grabs and throws over to first baseman Glenn Foley. And after 1.5 innings, the score is Brainerd 1, Heritage nothing.
The last pitch, they were playing Rivers straight away, and it paid off because he hit right straight back to the pitcher. We have both principals here visiting. Jim Rosa behind the Heritage bench, and and John Carusi over here that might have a little slight wager on the game. I don't know.
Never, Gene, never.
We have the 2 principals, Mr. Rosa and Dr. Carusi, talking to 2 former great athletes. Vince Grimaldi of North Carolina basketball fame. Vince teaches at Brainerd. And Ralph Ritchie, very good athlete, very good coach, basketball team at Heritage. This, by the way, is the last sporting event ever for the Heritage Cubs.
That's a good point, Gene. I'm sure they have a lot of incentive to go out with a victory and a championship.
Heritage is closing this year. And I can remember, it seems like not too long ago, I was at Heritage when they had their first sporting event.
Up to the plate for Heritage, Ted Page, the pitcher, number 18.
Ted's good-sized boy. That was a good hard pitch, just a little bit high.
Okay, Murphy wind up again, throws the off-speed pitch again, and it's 1-1. Ted Page is a nice size boy. I believe he goes 6'1". Good all-around athlete. Murph's next pitch is a little bit inside. Ted has to skip out of the road of that ball.
Ted pitches right-handed, but he hits left-handed. If I'm not mistaken, his father is a left-handed thrower also.
Here's Murph's pitch, outside.
Now, if Chris Murphy has a little pattern going here, the next pitch will be a curveball. He seems to be showing the fastball and then coming in with the curveball. Let's see what happens.
He walks him. Gene, Ted is an interesting baseball player. He's a pitcher and a catcher.
Is that right?
As a catcher for for Heritage this year, he's thrown out 17 out of 18 base runners.
That is good. Well, he's got a live arm. Ted, before getting that walk, was 2 for 7 in the 2 previous games against Brainerd.
Up for the Cubs now, Lee Heisman. Lee is the third baseman. No one out, runner at first base. Murph looks in for the sign. Pitch number 1 is low and outside. Lee Heisman got the game-winning hit versus Delran a few weeks ago. And as you may imagine, his favorite player is Brooks Robinson.
Good choice.
Murph comes in with pitch number 2 and catches him at the knees for a strike. Count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. Murph doesn't seem to be paying a lot of attention to the runner at first. Hard heat right through the center of the plate for strike number 2.
That was a good pitch.
Murph looks in. Next pitch, high.
Outfield is playing straight away. Infield looking for that pitcher's delight, the double play ball. Pitcher's best friend.
Next pitch by Murph is grounded to third baseman. We got the lead runner at second base. The throw back to first baseman was late. So they got 1 out on the play.
It really wasn't a double play ball, Dom. It was hit a little too slow to Bobby Jasinski. He got the ball over to second in plenty of time, but it enabled the batter to get to first base quickly. It wasn't a hard hit ball. It's 1 out.
Catcher Chris Finley up at the plate for the Cubs. Murph moves over to first base, trying to keep the runner close.
Playing Chris Finley just a shade toward left field.
Murph's next pitch is low.
Good fastball, good spot to be. Just a little too low.
Here's the next pitch from Murph. Little nibbler. I think that's foul. JJ gets it before it has a chance to come back fair.
It was a little curveball. It's a big game. Fans are pulling in on both sides.
Ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
On Chris Finley.
Count is 2-1. Murph looks down. Ball outside. Great stop by J.J. Picola. That certainly stopped the runner at first base, Lee Heisman of Heritage, from advancing to second base.
J.J. Picola reached to his left. The ball was in the dirt, and he scooped it out. It definitely
Great play.
Saved the base.
Chris Murphy taking his time out there. Doesn't want to rush anything. Looks down for the sign. Here's the pitch.
Here's that curveball again.
A little bit low in the dirt. J.J. made another good play on the ball.
All right, now Heritage is putting in a courtesy runner for the catcher, Chris Finley.
Number 5. We'll see if we can pick up his name in a moment.
Got men on first and second.
They put on.
Ooh, nice pitch.
Nice pitch, right?
Nice pitch by Chris Murphy. It was a fastball on the outside corner.
Here's the next pitch.
Ooh.
That's over as well. Strike 2.
There were 2 nice pitches in a row. Coach Bob Boyle flashing signs at third base.
Jim Kalitsky running at first base right now. All right, here's the next pitch. That's a little bit high. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second base. They both lead off. Off-speed pitch. Murph gets him looking for another strikeout.
There's that curveball again. Shows him the fastball. When he can get the curveball over, he gets him out.
Leading off for Heritage at this point is Blake Barnes, our second baseman. We have 2 away. Still have runners at first and second base. Barnes is going to see if he can score the first run for Brainerd. Murph is going to see what he can do to stop that. First pitch is a strike.
That particular time, Chris Murphy opened up with a curveball. Playing Blake Barnes straight away.
Fastball. Blake gets a piece of it, grounds it foul. Jasinski picks it up. He's at foul territory, and the 2 runners for Heritage will have to return to first and second base.
Oh and 2. Let's see what happens this time.
Now, you might remember there was an 0-2 count last time that, in your opinion, Murph made 2 true.
Was 2 true.
And they jumped on it. Let's see if Murph will waste a pitch or try to get him to
Try to get him
Blake to chase something a little
Get
bit
him
outside.
to fish a little bit. Fish a little bit.
Here's the pitch. A little bit high.
Ooh.
What a
And a
play by
snap
J.J.
throw.
Bicola. Snap throw back to first base for the 3rd out of the inning.
Nice play. Nice play taken.
At the end of 2 innings, Brainerd's still up 1-0.
J.J. Picola snapped one off to Dean DeGrazio and picked the man off by a pretty good margin and took Heritage right out of the inning. Some activity going on up there. The Jerry Hole West, Toms River East game.
We're here at top of inning number 3, batting for Brainerd, Paul Napoli, the center fielder.
Paul came into this game hitting .424.
First pitch from Ted is a strike right over the plate. Paul took it.
Got away from the catcher a little bit, but it was a strike.
Napoli with very good speed if he can get on. Off-speed pitch outside. Good eye. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Heritage is playing Paul Napoli straight away, not too deep.
Next pitch from Page. A little high. Paul chased it. Falls behind in the count.
Yeah, he went after a high inside pitch, fouled it back.
There's a ground ball. Shortstop moves over. It's going to be a close play at first. He's safe. Ball was a little bit in the hole. But in your opinion, Gene?
Shortstop
should have had it.
Joe Schooley should have had it, but as he went to field the ball, his right foot gave way a little bit, and it threw him off. The ball hit his glove, and he really didn't have a chance.
How are
Most
we
of the
going to roll
time,
that?
going to have to roll that error on the shortstop.
Runner at first base, Paul Napoli, very good speed. And I think Page realizes that and just made a move over to first base to try and keep him close to the bag.
Paul Napoli has stolen 7 bases this year, so you can maybe look for him to go on the right count. There he goes.
There he goes.
Looked like Coach Simon had a hit and run going there. Napoli was off on a pitch. It looked like a pretty good pitch, but was fouled back into the left over the Brainerd bench. Now, this is not a particularly good pitch to steal on. We'll see what happens. They could pitch out. There he goes, though.
Ball was low. Catcher picks it up, throw to second base. A little bit to the left side of the bag, and Napoli has stolen base number 8.
Number 8. And even though maybe 0-1's not a good pitch to go on, with Paul Napoli being able to run so well, it doesn't matter. Regardless,
Count 1-1.
he's at second base.
Dean DeGrazio at the plate, first baseman for Brainerd. Here's the pitch from Ted. Dean smacks one to center field. Center fielder going back, back, back. He catches it. Napoli alertly tags at second base, and he's going to coast into third base. Heads up play by Napoli.
It was a well-hit ball. Normally, the runner at second would go halfway, but once he sees it's almost a definite catch and it's deep enough, he can go back and tag as Paul did. It was a good play.
And Eric Schwartz for the Cubs made a nice play on the ball, too. He did about all he could. He caught the ball and then fired it to the cutoff man.
Did a good job. Now we have
batting for Brainerd, Bobby Jasinski.
Now
Jasinski drove in Brainerd's only run. First time he was up to bat. Now he has another runner in scoring position. Jasinski is a swinger and fouls the first pitch back.
on the previous play when Paul Napoli went to third base on the outfield fly to center, Coach Boyle was going to attempt an appeal play, saying he took up too soon, but apparently in this there are no appeals. A rule I did not know about.
Nice pitch. Nice pitch. Jasinski a little bit out in front of the ball. Ball's a little bit inside. And now he falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. And he just wants to make contact at this point. Next pitch. Ground ball to third base. Ball called foul by the umpire. A little contact between the runner and the third baseman.
Very interesting play. Paul Napoli wasn't sure what to do. The ball was going foul, and as he went back, the third baseman, Lee Heisman, fielded the ball, and Paul Napoli went right over Heisman's back, but there was no interference because everything was done in foul territory. Little contact, but no harm done.
Ted Page looks in. Count is 0-2 to Bob Jasinski. Runner on third base.
Infield's up.
Fly ball. It's going to drop. It's going to drop. And Jasinski has his second RBI of the day. Napoli scores. Jasinski looked like he got jammed on that pitch, Gene, and just muscled it over the shortstop's head, and it fell right in front of the left fielder.
Had the infield not been playing in, it would have been a little pop fly. They were playing in. He got jammed, and probably because he's strong enough. He's a strong kid. That Jasinski, he just muscled it right over the shortstop's head.
Batting number 13 for Brainerd at this time. Strikeout victim his first time up, Louis Torchel. Jasinski on the first pitch successfully steals second base.
Pitch was a strike.
As you said in the introduction of the game today, Gene, the Mustangs like to run, and they're certainly demonstrating that here early in the game.
And there's the old theory, once you get ahead, you can run. You can't run too much when you're behind.
Ted Page looks in, Torchel at the plate. Next pitch, fouled back. Count is no balls and 2 strikes.
Lou Torchel came into this game hitting
Designated hitter Lou Torchel.
hitting .350. See what he does this time with an 0-2 pitch.
A little bit low. Good eye.
That was an excellent 0-2 pitch. A little bit low and inside, trying to get him to bite on something, but Lou Torchel didn't bite.
Count is 1-2. Page looks in. Here's the pitch. Torchel hits a fly ball to the right fielder. The right fielder tags. Jasinski's going to try and tag up from second base and go to third, and he is in there. Nice play by Stuart Shearoff, the right fielder for Heritage. There are now 2 outs. J.J. Bacola up
Actually,
for Brainerd.
it was an excellent pitch by Page. It was a curveball that broke inside. Torchel stayed with it very well, hit the ball to right field. It was a good pitch.
Man in scoring position. J.J. struck out his first time up, hits a ground ball to third baseman. The third baseman scoops, throw over to first base. J.J. is out, and Brainerd is out. After 3.5 innings, 2-0, Brainerd. A little conference between the 2 head coaches, Boyle for Heritage and Simon for Brainerd, waiting for Heritage to come to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, trailing by a 2-0 score. The way Heritage hits, Gene, I find it hard to believe, even though Murphy is such an excellent pitcher, that a team like this can be held scoreless for long. They've hit all year.
I agree with you, but so far Murphy is doing a job, showing him that fastball, coming in with the curveball. If he can continue to do it, it's going to be a tough game. I have an idea, Dom. Why don't we dispatch someone up to the big field and see what that score is so we can tell everybody it's a playoff game. Next time somebody comes by, we'll see if we can send them up.
Coming to bat for Heritage, Blake Barnes. Wears number 1, plays second base for Heritage.
Blake Barnes came into this game against Brainerd, 3 for 5. All singles.
Swings at a outside pitch. Blake Barnes on the season is 15 for 29, batting a little bit over 500.
That's good. That pitch was a nice curveball on the outside.
Next pitch is a little bit low. Murph's still bringing it.
Chris
Count is 1-1.
Chris has changed his pattern a little bit. In the first couple innings, he was showing him fastball, coming curve. Now he's coming curve and putting that fastball in there.
Next pitch a little bit outside. Once again, nice pickup by J.J. Bacola, who was proving this afternoon that he is an excellent defensive catcher.
He handles himself well back there.
Next pitch from Murph is foul
Hits plate, bounces back.
behind the catcher. Murph looks in at JJ for the sign. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. A little bit high, but Blake went after it anyway.
He went fishing on the outside with 2 strikes.
And Murphy records another strikeout. So far, Murphy has been nothing short of sensational this afternoon. Now batting for Heritage, number 16, the center fielder, Eric Schwartz. First pitch from Murph is a strike, off-speed pitch at the knees.
Eric came into this game against Brainerd going 1 for 6.
Next pitch is high and outside.
They're playing Eric pretty deep and straight away. Yeah, he's throwing the
Pitch is a
ball well,
strike.
Dom.
Next pitch from Murph is a little low, scooped up by JJ. As I may have mentioned before, Gene Eric was a member of the Heritage basketball team this past winter. He's an overall fine athlete.
If I'm not mistaken, The pitcher against him and the catcher against him were basketball players, too.
True.
On an undefeated team by Brainerd.
That's correct. The
18-0, if I'm not
basketball
mistaken.
team won 18-0 this year for Brainerd. And many of the players on that team were members of Bruce Simon's baseball team.
I don't know about the second baseman. It looks like the whole infield and the battery all played basketball. Jasinski, Sunkett, DeGrazio, Picola, Murphy.
That's true. Rivers was not on the basketball team. Next pitch from Murph is called a strike by the umpire.
Well, there's an old theory, Dom. Good pitching beats good hitting. But if the pitching is good, and I think we're seeing it right now, Chris Murphy is as good an 8th grade pitcher as I've seen up to this present point.
Good point. At this time, batting for Heritage, number 17, Glenn Foley. Takes a pitch low and a little bit outside. Glenn bats from the left side.
Glenn.
Next pitch from Murph. It's a strike, an off-speed pitch.
Nice pitch, nice pitch.
It seems
Glenn
Gene,
walked
that
the
if,
last time up.
Chris can get his curveball over. It makes everything else for him so much easier.
That's true.
Next pitch.
This place reminds me of Met Stadium. An airplane went right over here on its way to LaGuardia.
Next pitch is fouled by Foley.
I like
behind in the count to Murphy.
I like the way this boy swings a bat.
Next pitch from Murph to Foley is high, but Foley goes in after it, lost a fly ball to deep right field.
And it's a ground roll home run. Anything up on the hill is a home run.
Okay.
He really hit that one. I'd say that went about 340 feet. That was a good shot. Good shot. Glenn Foley.
Gene, who's playing right field for Brainerd? I think, is that Mike Ellis?
That's Mike Ellis.
Now, Mike Ellis caught that ball.
He caught
but
the
you're
ball,
saying that
but you're not allowed to catch it up on the hill. That was agreed to before the game, that anything up there would be an automatic home run, just like a fence.
So Foley, showing his power as a hitter, picked on a pitch that was outside and actually out of the strike zone.
That's right.
And drove it for home run and Heritage's first run of the ball game. Now we have a 2-1 score.
We just got news from the adjoining field that Cherry Hill West beat Toms River East 3-1 in a playoff game.
That's good news for everybody here, I would imagine.
And the people seem to be drifting down to this game, the real baseball lovers.
At the plate now for Heritage is Aaron Tefanction. Aaron is number 12. That's from the right side. Next pitch from Murph is an off-speed pitch, and he gets that ball over, too.
Good
and
curveball.
Aaron falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes to Chris Murphy of Brainerd. Murph looks in. Next pitch is hit to third baseman Bobby Jasinski. Bounces off his shoulder. Aaron's heading for 2 as Jasinski chases the ball down. And we have a man in scoring position for Heritage once again. So maybe that home run will ignite the Cubs.
We'll have to score that a 2-base hit. That was too hot to handle. The last 2 hits have been shots, Tom. The long fly, the home run to right field, and that shot off Jasinski's forearm. Bounced beyond the coaching position.
Batting now for the Cubs, number 15, designated hitter Stuart Shearoff.
Stewart came in hitting 1 for 4 against Brainerd. Man on second base. 2 down, man on scoring position.
Ground ball, third baseman Jasinski fields. Long throw over to first base to Dean DeGrazio is in time. And that concludes the 3rd inning. After 3 innings of play, Brainerd 2 and Heritage 1, thanks to that long home run by Glenn Foley.
Now, you asked me last inning, Dom, when there was a man on third base and Bobby Jasinski was holding him on. Now, had that been the same position, he would never have gotten to that ball he just got to. He went well to his left, threw him out, made a nice play. Coach Gilligan.
Gilligan Ellis isn't batting today?
Coach
DH4?
Gilligan
Okay.
informs us that the right fielder who made a nice play on that home run is a 7th grader, not in the batting lineup. He's being DH, designated hitter. He made a nice play out there. Coach Gilligan also informs us that right fielder Ellis hit a grand slam against Beck Middle School. Here we go with Jason Sunkett up, Dom. First pitch was a ball high.
Ball high. John Gilligan was the coach of Brainerd's 7th grade team. They were 3-1 this year, Gene.
John is from the University of Scranton, coaching a couple years here at Brainerd.
Jason Sunkett falls behind in the count to Ted Page. Top of the 4th inning, nobody out. Foul ball back behind first base and out of play.
They seem to be pitching Jason outside. They're playing him straight away. This is a good ball game.
Next pitch, single past the shortstop, and Brainerd has its leadoff man on in the top of inning number 4, Jason Sunkett. And Jason could steal a base.
Jason looked like he was going to right field. They moved a step over, and he pulled the ball to the right of the shortstop. That was a well-hit ball.
Chris Murphy, the pitcher, is up at this time. Murph hit a double his first time up. Jason Sunkett takes a lead off of first base. Page looks over there, but comes to the plate. Ball is high. Nice play by Chris Finley,
Jason,
catcher.
Gave a little fake there as if he was going to steal. He's stolen 5 bases this year. Came into the game hitting .233.
Ted Page moves over to first base, aware of Brainerd's overall team speed, trying to keep Jason Sunkett close, trying to prevent Brainerd from getting another runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch to the plate. The runner's going. It's a strike. Safe. So Brainerd with another stolen base.
I'm sure Coach Boyle has told pitcher Page that he must hold the men on. However, Ted has sort of a different type move to first base. He's going to have to work on it to be a little quicker. He's telegraphing it that he's coming over there. Raises his arms.
Umpire just called time, moving the Brainerd players back to the bench. Gene, that was Brainerd's 4th stolen base of this game.
Well, they said they were a running team, and they're proving it. Like I said, as long as you can be ahead, you can run. The umpire moved all the players back to get a little excited as big game of the year, championship game. Pretty good crowd here for a junior high game.
All right, Ted Page is back on the mound, getting a sign from his catcher, Chris Finley. Here's the pitch. It's high, but Murph goes around on it. I think Murph knew it, Gene.
They seem to have moved a step to the left toward right field since Chris Murphy hit double that way last time. That's how you learn.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, play back at second base, trying to keep Sunkett close. But Jason alertly gets back in time.
Nice pickoff play, but Coach Simon yelled back. He saw it coming.
Sunkett takes his lead off of second base. Page to the plate. Here's the pitch. It's smacked down the third base line, but I believe it's going to go foul. It does.
Foul ball. Good shot, Dom.
Nice shot by Murph, and I'm sure that would have scored Brainerd's 3rd run, but it was foul down the left field line. Murph got out in front of that ball just a little bit.
Yeah, he hit that well.
Chris Murphy's pitching record for the Mustangs this year is 4-2. Here's the pitch. Grounder, Third baseman scoops it up, holds the runner at second, over to first base in time.
Coming into this game, Chris Murphy was 1 for 5 against Heritage. The third baseman, Heisman, made a nice play, ground ball, checked the runner, sunk it at second base, went to first base, got him out.
Next batter up is Brian Cohen. Brian keeps the Brainerd team loose. He's a real jokester. Here's the first pitch. A little bit low, gets away from the catcher. Sunk it's going to move to third base without a throw.
Against Heritage, Brian Cohen was 1 for 3 coming into today's game. I like the speed on that Jason Sunkett. The ball went past the catcher all the way back to the backstop, but Jason really moved from second to third. Now the infield's in, Dom. Cutting off the run.
Trying to stop another run from scoring for the Mustangs. Here's the pitch from Page. It's a shot. This is going to get a run in, I believe. Oh, it gets past the center fielder. Gene at first. There goes the runner into second base, and he's going to have a stand-up double. It was a nice hit, but it seemed that the center fielder had it in his sights.
I'll be honest with you, Dom. I thought it was going to be caught. I'm looking back. There's no sun that bothered him. It just seemed to have eluded his glove.
He seemed to coast after that ball and was just a step away from catching it.
But we're going to have to give a hit on that. We're going to have to give a double for Brian.
And Brian gets an RBI. Leadoff batter Johnny Rivers at the plate now. Johnny looked like he was going to bunt on that play. Rivers bats from the left side.
His walk today, 0 for 2 against Heritage before. Walked 5 times against Heritage this season. 6 now.
There's a pitch. Gets away from the catcher. Brian Cohen moves to third.
That was scored.
So Page is showing a little bit of wildness this inning, Gene.
That was scored a wild pitch. A warm day like this could take its toll. He could be getting tired. I'm sure they're excited. Infield's in, Dom. Cutting off that run again.
Page looks in for a sign. He steps off and throws to third.
Heritage has been burned by the infield in.
John Rivers, Gene, has 16 walks this year. He leads the team in that category. Another ball. With his speed, it's to Brainerd's advantage for John to get on first base and try to make something happen.
That's an excellent leadoff man. 6 of those walks, Dom, have been against Heritage.
Next pitch, high.
He's a little left-hander, wearing number 7.
Strike.
For a little guy, they are playing on the pull a little bit, though.
Strike. Page blew that by him on the outside corner. We have a full count. Runner at third base. Next pitch is popped up. First baseman looks like he's going to make a play. And he is out of there. Now we have 2 outs. Runner remains at third base. 2 outs. Paul Napoli, the center fielder for Brainerd, who reached base on an error
by the shortstop.
Last time he was up, is up at the plate.
Now the infield moves back with 2 down. Page remains in his stretch.
First pitch by Page is a ball, low and inside. Napoli is second, and Brainerd runs scored with 12. He's been a very consistent hitter all year. Strike number 1.
Paul Napoli has feasted on Heritage pitching. Coming into this game is 4 for 6. Time to get on today. He hit a pretty good shot. The shortstop bobbled.
There's a ball foul, out of play. Count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Paul's
2 outs, runner at third base.
Paul's hitting
Page
420. Whoops.
throws a ball a little bit inside, gets away from the catcher. Cohen, for a moment, thought about coming home, but wisely stayed at third base.
He didn't get the good jump. It was a good move. On the short distance from home plate to the backstop here, you got to make your mind up right away that you're going to go, or else it'll be too late because the ball gets stopped.
Next pitch is a low and outside. Nice stop by Chris Finley.
Curveball in the dirt. Was a good pickup.
Ground ball, nubbed foul on the third base side. Napoli stays alive. Next pitch, another foul ball. Out of play. Almost caught a car.
Across the street and into
Across
the
the
woods.
street. Right, Page looks in, and Chris for a sign. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. Okay, runners at the corners, 2 away. Dean DeGrazio. Dean flied out his last time up.
Dean hit a pretty good shot to center field. First and third, it always creates something.
I'm sure Heritage right now will go for the sure out, either second base or first base.
And there's the creation, a steal second base.
Steal second base. Another pitch that was low from Ted. Chris Finley kept it in front of him, but had no chance to gun down the runner, Napoli, at second base.
Paul Napoli with his 8th stolen base of the year. Now a timely hit, scores 2.
Here's a pitch, little bit outside. Dean DeGrazio, number 14 for Brainerd, taking all the way. Dino, a goalie on Brainerd's soccer team.
Apparently, Mr. Simon, third base coach and head coach, gave the take sign on a 2-0 pitch, and he definitely is giving him the take sign on a 3-0 pitch.
Next pitch, right over the plate, but like you said, Gene, Dean had the take sign. And watch the first strike go by.
Well, the saying goes a 3-1 pitch is just as good a hit as a 3-0. I'm sure he'd be hitting now if it's in there.
Next pitch is low, and Dean draws a pass. Brainerd has the bases loaded. Time has been called. Coach Boyle's going out to talk to his pitcher, Ted Page. Slugging third baseman for Brainerd, Bobby Jasinski, who already has an RBI today. Actually has 2 RBIs today, is up at the plate.
He has a single and a double. Actually, it wasn't a bad move walking Dean DeGrazio because he had a base open. Now that creates a force at any base. Unless the inevitable happens. If Jasinski rips one, then that throws that theory out the window.
Yeah, I don't think Ted was trying to walk Dean to get to Jasinski. Not somebody who already has 2 RBIs this afternoon. You don't want to make somebody a hero if you can help it.
No, and Bobby looks like a hitter up there.
All right, here's the pitch. A little bit outside. I'm sure Ted doesn't want to get too far behind Jasinski. Have to come in with a pitch over the heart of the plate. Bases loaded. There's a ball caught by the shortstop. Soft liner, shortstop for Heritage. Joe Schooley came in and made a nice play on it, preventing a big inning for the Mustangs.
There's a case where the infield was back that time, and it was the same type of hit that Bobby Jasinski got the last time. Couldn't get this time because the infield was back.
So Brainerd leaves 3 Mustangs on base.
That could tell late in the game. Real good crowd now. Everybody has drifted down from the high school game and looking at the future players.
have a change. Coach Boyle's making for Heritage. Friedrich.
Will catch.
Now we have a few moves by Bob Boyle.
Well, they did what you told me. That you told me that Ted Page was a pitcher and a catcher, so we're going to see him in that dual role. I think the move here we go with the scorekeeper over here. We'll
see if we can get all these names right, Gene. Give everybody their credit.
You make the changes, and I'll give the play-by-play, Dom, until you're ready.
Okay. Now
One thing I do know is Ted Page is going to catch.
Okay. So Page is going to catch.
And the new catcher's coming to the plate right now.
The new catcher is going to be
Ted Page.
Ted Page.
And here comes the first pitch by Chris Murphy. Works him inside with a curveball. Ball one. Along with Glenn Foley, Ted Page looks menacing up there. He also bats left-handed. Here comes the pitch. A fastball inside. 2-0 on Ted Page. Two pretty good pitches, but not strikes. Chris Murphy steps back off the mound, picks up the rosin bag.
See if he's going
back
to be
on the
pitcher
rubber.
For me. Ask.
Ooh, not a bad pitch, but again a ball. 3-0 on Ted Page. You have those changes, Dom, or are you still working on it?
Well, Friedrich's coming in. I'm trying to find. He's number 14, Gene. I want
Okay.
to find out if he's coming in to pitch or play first base. And I've sent somebody over to the Heritage bench to get that information for
All
me.
right. Ball four. Ted Page goes down to first base.
Play first. Who's going to pitch?
Now the
Friedrich's going to come in and play first. And Foley's going to be the pitcher. So we have a triple
okay.
move.
I saw Foley's brother pitch yesterday for Cherry Hill East. He came in relief. So it runs in the family, Dom. We have a courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner at first base, nobody out. Number 2.
We got third baseman Lee Heisman.
Lee Heisman is up for
turn over to
Heritage.
play-by-play to you, Dom.
Murphy pitches, and it's hit into short right field. Ellis throws it in, holds the runner to a single. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Batting for the Mustangs.
This is number 14.
Number 14,
Big
Frederick.
Big left-hand hitter. He's hitting for Findlay.
He just came into the game.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, you correct me if I'm wrong, he's going to first base?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's going to be the new first baseman
He's-
for Foley.
He's a good-sized boy.
Nobody out.
Left-hand hitter.
Brainerd in a little bit of trouble right
Will
now.
it be bunting him?
He's bunting. Murph picks the ball up over to first base, but he does his job. And runners for Heritage move to second and third base with just one out.
It was a good pitch by Murphy. The bunt was a little bit high. Murphy had aspirations of catching it in the air, and when he couldn't, he went down on his knees, got it on one bounce, and went to first with it. A very nice play.
Batting now for Heritage, left fielder Kenny Stackhouse. Stackhouse struck out his last time up. Runners in scoring position. Next pitch is swung at and missed. High heat.
This is Stackhouse, Tom?
Stackhouse.
Okay.
Murph looks in at JJ. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Strike 2. Stackhouse chased a bad pitch outside. A little bit anxious with runners in scoring position.
Brainerd's infield is still back, conceding a run. They want to get the out.
Next pitch for Murph. A little bit high and inside. A ball. 1-2.
Stackhouse is still looking for his first hit against Brainerd this year.
Next pitch from Murph, strike 3. Swings and misses. And that hurt.
There's
Two
down.
outs. Runner still in scoring position at second and third base. Blake Barnes, second baseman for Heritage, struck out his last time up. Blake is in a key spot for the Cubs at this time.
2 previous games, 3 for 5 against Brainerd. 2 men on.
First pitch from Murph, grounded to the shortstop. Jason, nice play.
That-
Sunk it.
That was a nice play.
To first baseman Dean DeGrazio. Jason made a very nice play on that ball. And
Might call
after
that a routine ground ball, but the pressure was on men on second and third. He messes that up, and a run scores. Maybe 2. We have a change, Dom.
pinch hitter, pinch hitting for Louis Torchel.
Chang Lin.
Chang Lim. Simon just called time.
Well, before he made the official change, it looks like Coach Simon checked on the pinch hitting rules and going to stay with Torchel. There's not going to be a change. It wasn't announced, so it wasn't official. Stopped by our booth, that great soccer player from Brainerd, Mike Wilder, looking on today.
All right, Louis Torchel's up for Brainerd. Lou's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, and he flied out his last time at the plate. Lou bats from the right side. Where's lucky 13? Lou leading off inning number 5 for Brainerd. First pitch is by Foley, is high and outside.
Lou hit a pretty good fly ball on a inside pitch to right field the last time at bat. It was
Foley looks
caught.
in at his catcher, Ted Page. Ball 2, outside again.
Many times, Dom, pitchers have trouble throwing to left-handers. So far, these first 2 pitches, it looks that way. Look, there's another one.
Outside.
Coach Simon has flashed the take sign. I'm sure he wants to lead off the inning with the base runner.
Count of 3-0. Foley has to come in.
Torchel
Ball's
jumps
high.
around,
Ball's high.
trying to distract the pitcher.
And Brainerd has, once again, a leadoff runner on base.
Now let's take a look at Coach Simon and see if we can pick up anything. And is he going to bunt with J.J. Bacola? J.J. struck out and hit a ground ball to third last time.
Looks like they're taking. Foley seems to be wild. First pitch is low and outside.
J.J. just stepped completely out of the box that time. Well, let's face it, Dom. Foley hasn't thrown a strike yet.
That's 5 straight balls.
That's right.
From Heritage's new pitcher.
He's,
Here's the next pitch. Strike. That one's right over there.
now, to my way of thinking, you stay in there and let him pitch. You jump around, you move around. It gives the umpire too much of a strike zone.
Okay. Count is 1-1 to J.J. Bacola. Strike 2. J.J. swings through a low ball, but it seemed to be at the knees. And J.J. falls behind in the count 1-2. Next pitch, a little bit outside.
Ooh.
Nice play by Page. Heritage appeals the play, thinking that J.J. may have gone around on that ball, but the umpire begin the inning.
He throws the ball well. Now Murphy is still pitching.
Brainerd still holds on to a 3-1 lead. Coming up for Heritage, number 16, Eric Schwartz, and he'll be followed by Glenn Foley, who had a home run the last time up.
Eric struck out swinging the last time.
Okay, pitch grounded foul, third base side by Eric. Murphy still seems to be throwing with good velocity, Gene.
He's throwing hard. That curveball would be his savior, though.
Good eye. Just a little bit high. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Eric Schwartz is up. Next pitch from Murphy. Off speed. Strike. Count 2 balls and 2 strike. Brainerd holds a 3-1 lead. Full count. JJ thought that was a strike.
Pretty fast game, Dom, with the
Already in the 5th inning.
bottom of the 5th
Bottom
inning.
of the 5th. Next pitch from Murph, full count. And the umpire called that a strike. Gina looked a little bit low to me, but I guess when you have a full count, you have to guard against the plate and swing at a pitch like that.
Heritage players didn't think it was a strike. Coach Boyle didn't think it was a strike. A little bit questionable, maybe low and outside. It was a curveball.
Okay, so far Heritage's hitting star, only star for the day, Glenn Foley. Glenn homered his last time at bat. Glenn's a left-handed hitter. Murphy starts him off with a curveball for a strike.
Nice pitch. I think he fooled Glenn a little bit there. I don't think I give Glenn much to hit either.
Next pitch from Murph. A little bit outside. Count is 1-1. There's another fly ball to right field. Ellis moving over. They're calling it a fair. We're waiting. Right, there seems to be a question whether that ball was fair or foul
We got screened here.
from the players from Heritage. We're going to wait and get a ruling from the umpires.
I looked at the umpire. He pointed fair. If it was foul, he would have yelled. If it's fair, he just points.
So Foley with his second hit in a row, a double. Okay, so Heritage has a runner at second base with 1 out. Number 12 at the plate, designated hitter, Aaron Fashion. Aaron had a double his last time up. Heritage could sure use a hit at this time.
Aaron has hit 2 for 4 against Brainerd in previous games.
Murphy starts him off with another curveball, and that's good for a strike. Murphy looks down at JJ for a sign. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Good stop by JJ to prevent the runner from going to third base.
J.J. Picola must have saved about 6 of those, Dom, on that low and away pitch.
Next pitch, low and away again. This time JJ can't save it, and Foley's going to move to third base without a throw.
Time is called.
Runner in scoring position at third base now. Fly ball scoring. Pitch, curveball, right over for a strike. Murph has that curve working for him, Gene.
As I said, he throws that ball hard, but the curveball's been his money pitch. That's the one he's gotten over. That's the one he's making them bite on.
Here's the pitch, low. Full count to Aaron.
Let's see what he comes with here. Let's
Runner
see what his
on
money
third
pitch
base.
is.
What's he going to throw now, Gene? He's going to go with the curve again?
He has been throwing the curve for strikes, and he hasn't been throwing the fastball for strikes.
So you would call for a curveball.
If I was a guess hitter, I'd be looking curveball.
Here's the pitch. It is the curveball. It's lofted into the air around the first base bag, and the play is made by the first baseman for Brainerd, Dean DeGrazio.
Maybe I was a guess hitter, Dom.
Good call. 2 outs. Runner still at third base for Heritage. Number 15, Stuart Shearoff, coming to the plate. Stuart made it out the last time he was up.
He hit a ground ball third base to first base. Last time up, Bobby Jasinski made a nice play going to his left, threw him out of first base.
Murphy falls behind, 1-0.
It's interesting, at this level of play, see a boy have a
Curveball again, Gene, for a strike.
That's exactly what I started to say. At this level of play, his money pitch is the curveball, and you called it. There it is again.
Stuart Shearoff with a runner in scoring position.
See
Ball
what he
high.
does? He's showing that fastball, and it's fast enough to make him be aware of it, make Heritage be aware of it. And then he comes in with that curveball, and it completely throws him off.
All right, the count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
I guess curve. There you go.
Curveball nub to the pitcher. Murphy's going to make a play on it and get the third out at first base to Dean DeGrazio. At the end of 5 innings, Brainerd 3, Heritage 1.
I see in the background there that famous comedian Bob Euchre's back there. See him talking to Ralph Ritchie and Jim Rosa?
How can we miss Bob Euchre? Moving to the top of the 6th inning, with Brainerd holding a 3-1 edge on Heritage. Cherry Hills AD, Jenny Whitaker, just stopped over. Jenny, how you doing? Mike Ellis, 7th grader for the Mustangs, batting for, John Rivers.
This is the leadoff
Second
man,
baseman. Leading off for Brainerd.
Hit a little
Has
pop
walk
up to
and a flied out last time.
the third baseman.
Ooh, he's hit by a pitch. Looks like he's hit by a pitch, and he is. So Brainerd once again has their leadoff runner on, And the leadoff runner this time also happens to be the team leader in stolen bases, Johnny Rivers.
Do you know this? A statistic, in high school and college baseball, that if the leadoff man in an inning gets on by a walk or hits batsman like that, 85% of the time he scores.
Let's see if that holds true right now. Napoli up, Rivers goes safe. Nice try by Ted Page, who is now catching for Heritage.
Ball one on Paul Napoli, who has hit the ball to short, gotten on an error, and walked.
Ted Page showed a nice arm on that play, Gene. But
Very well. Very good.
Rivers' speed just beat the play. All right, here's the next pitch from Foley. It's low. Page keeping him honest.
Page
and also showing he has a gun for an arm. Not afraid to use it either.
That was a nice throw. A pickoff attempt on John Rivers and almost got him, but it slipped through into center field, but Rivers did not advance.
Napoli at the plate. Here's a pitch from Foley, low again. Napoli walked the last time he was up, and he was also won by an error. Next pitch, strike. But the ball gets away from the catcher. Page throws it into the outfield, but alertly, ball was kept in play by Heritage's left fielder, Kenny Stackhouse, preventing Brainerd from scoring run number 4.
Stackhouse backed up the play nicely, and if Rivers had gone, and probably been out at the plate with a decent throw. Infield's up.
No outs.
Cutting
Runner
off
at
the
third base. Strike. Full count on Paul Napoli. With Johnny Rivers taking the lead off of third base. Foley's pitch to Page is low. Gets away from the catcher. Rivers decides to hold at third base.
All 4.
Dean DeGrazio, number 14, is due up. Coach Simon's coming in. I don't think he's going to make a move at this time, and he isn't.
Be interesting to see what happens. You can't walk 2 leadoff men and not get in trouble.
Now, with runners at the corners, do you look for Napoli to go on the first pitch?
I do. He steps.
That was an interesting play, Gene.
All right, it probably was a prearranged play where pitcher Foley in the stretch and Napoli takes off. Now, Foley really showed some smarts. The way to counteract that is step off, and he did. He stepped off, went towards second, but was afraid of the runner at third and didn't get anybody.
All right, now we have runners at second and third base. Rivers comes in. He is safe. He is safe. That was a heads-up play. Rivers showing his excellent speed. Ted Page made a nice play on the ball for Heritage, but wasn't quite good enough. Brainerd now holds a 4-1 lead.
It was in the dirt, have to be called a wild pitch.
And Napoli moves to third on the pitch. So Brainerd has another runner in scoring position.
And there's that old percentage of 85. The leadoff, walk or hit, scores.
Dean DeGrazio, runner in scoring position. Here's a pitch from Foley right over the heart of the plate. Dean taking.
Dean so far has flown out to center field and walked.
Foley looks at the runner on third. Here's his pitch. Dean bunts it. Bunts it. Going to score a run. But Dean is out at first base. Nice play.
Beautiful suicide squeeze, Dom. Runner was moving on the pitch. Dean DeGrazio lays the bunt down. The only play they can go is first base.
Well executed.
That's an insurance run. Suicide squeeze. Nicely done.
Brainerd's up now 5-1.
I can't help but harp on the leadoff walks and hit batsmen. They always score. Very hard to prevent them.
Big Bob Jasinski. Bob's had a good day at the plate so far. Swings at the first pitch. Bob's already had a double and a single And last time he flied out with the base, or he made an out with the bases loaded, I should say.
To the shortstop.
Shortstop. 1-1. Jasinski already with 2 RBIs in the game this afternoon. Brainerd has 2 runs across in this inning, and Jasinski fly ball right in back of us.
Out over Bob Euchre's head.
Gene, that's the Bob Euchre that came to your baseball camp a few years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a camp down in Medford, and Bob Euchre made an appearance there.
Ground ball to the, gets by Foley. And Jasinski beats it out. That's a ball that I think should have been caught by the pitcher.
When Foley
What's the ruling
released,
on that, Gene?
When Foley, you have to give him a hit. When Foley released the pitch, he fell off toward first base a little bit. Had to reach back with his glove. It tipped off his glove, and the shortstop just couldn't make the play.
Just out of his reach.
On that. Jasinski showed some pretty good speed. So the only out of the inning was the out on
Louis Torchel at the plate. Jasinski going to second base on the first pitch, and he's safe again. Brainerd continues to run havoc on the base pass.
No matter how well Page throws, when you're ahead and you're a running team, you just keep running till you turn it off.
We have a pinch runner for Bob Jasinski, Johnny Parker. Johnny's a seventh grader at Brainerd. John's a pitcher, and he's done well in limited appearances he's had with the varsity this year. Simon looks for him to be an excellent pitcher for the varsity next year.
Good.
0-1's the count to Louis Torchel, runner on second base, pinch runner on second base, Johnny Parker.
Louis Torchel for the day has
1-1 is the count.
struck out, flown out to right field, and walked, batting in the designated hitter's spot.
From the left side, Parker leads off. Here's the pitch, fouled off. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Man on second, 1 out.
Next pitch, a little bit outside. He lost a shallow fly ball to the third baseman, who makes the play for the second out of the inning. And J.J. Bacola is coming to the plate. J.J. struck out twice this afternoon, and he's grounded out
Third to
his
first.
second time up. Simon making a switch for Bacola. Simon's called time.
There is some buzzing in that dugout.
I believe he's indicated that John Martini, 7th grade catching prospect for Brainerd, number 16, is going to come out and pitch hit for J.J. Bacola. John Martini.
Hitting .250, 1 for 4 on the season, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
John's primarily played for a 7th grade team this year. John takes a ball a little bit high and outside. John has good size for a 7th grader. Next pitch by Foley. Another ball outside. 2-0.
Little curveball Foley showed there.
Next pitch caught the outside corner. Foley looks at the runner, comes to the plate, fouled by Martini.
Almost took a Cherry Hill camera out of play there.
Another strike. Struck him out. John didn't like that call, but that's the third out of the inning, with Brainerd leading 5-1. Time may be running out on Heritage. Change just handed to us. Danny Nevin is going to play first base, and Dave Pinsky will move in and play second base for Brainerd.
The Bob Euchre we were telling you about has come over to the booth. Well, we laugh at you all the time, Bob.
Yeah, I got a front row seat.
That's because they like you.
Well, we'll give you respect around here. All right, thank you, Bob Euchre.
Heritage trailing 5-1, bottom of the 6th inning. Ted Page, number 18, who started the game pitching for Heritage and is now catching for Heritage, is at the plate. Ted walked his last time up. Next pitch by Murph is a strike. Murph threw heat on that.
He's throwing as hard as he did in the first inning, Dom.
1-2 is the count.
Now, if he can show strike with that fastball and then come in with the curve like that.
There it is, but a little bit inside. 2-2 is the count on Big Ted Page.
Looks like he's trying to overthrow a little bit with that curveball.
A little bit high. A lot high. Full count. Murph steps off the mound. Chris Murphy seems to have had a nice pace on the game. Doesn't rush things, takes his time. Here's the pitch. Slam to left field. It's going to drop in, I think, for extra bases. Page on his way to second base. Here comes the throw into second base. Gets away from the shortstop, sunk it. Ted Page starts off the bottom of the 6th with a double.
Well, that was trouble right from the start because Page being a big left-handed hitter, they're playing him to pull toward right, and he hit one pretty far down the left field line. The left fielder had to go far to his right for it.
The plate now for the Cubs, third baseman Lee Heisman, number 2. Lee single last time up. And an RBI situation. Murphy.
That was a nice pitch.
Nice pitch for a strike.
Any pitcher can stay in that location is a winner.
Murph checks the runner at second, comes to the plate, low. JJ making another nice stop. And as you said earlier, Gene, JJ seems to have made a bushel full of those stops today.
The last time I said that, the next pitch got past him.
Okay, let's see if I jinxed him now. Here comes Murph, moves to second base to hold the runner, but
Little pickoff play, but it wasn't close at all.
No, Ted Page wasn't that far off the bag. Goes Murph to the mound, to the plate rather. Another strike. Down is 1 ball and 2 strikes. He had the batter chasing that time.
Definitely.
The slow curveball was a little bit outside. Pitch by Murph. Fastball. Hit the shortstop, sunk it, picks the ball up over to first base, throws him out. Nice play by Jason Sunkett of Brainerd. On the play, Ted Page moves to third base with just 1 away.
That was a nice play. That ball was hit pretty hard. Jason Sunkett's a good player. He runs well. He plays that shortstop position. That's the toughest position to play.
Frederick's up now for Heritage, batting from the left side. Number 14, he's playing first base now. Once Boyle made that triple move an inning ago.
And when he made that move, Frederick sacrificed.
Nice bunt. Move 2 runners on.
2 runners on, right.
Murph seems to be putting a little bit extra on the ball this inning.
A few nice pitches this inning.
A little bit low.
Infield's playing back, conceding a run, trying to get the out. Being ahead, Brainerd can do this.
Pitch by Murph, high. Three balls and 1 strike to Frederick. He may be looking, Gene. Heritage could use some base runners.
They have to get base runners to do something at this stage of the game.
Here comes Murph's pitch. He offered at the ball. That curve ball has been his money pitch all day.
You got a late swing on that one.
Light swing.
Very late.
Full count.
Now,
Frederick,
if I saw
knew he
someone,
swung at a ball on that
I'll
one.
come back with a curve.
There it is. Grounded to third base off Jasinski's glove. It's going to score a run. And Frederick's in for what we'll have to wait and see is going to be a single or an error.
That's an
What would
error.
you call it? Error? Third
That's
base?
an error, third base. Now, for looking so bad on the previous pitch, J.J. Bicola called another curveball, and Frederick hit it pretty good for looking so bad on the previous pitch.
Number 5, Callista, is up now. Callista is a right-handed hitter. We have a runner on first base. Murphy keeps an eye on him. First pitch to the plate. Callista tried to bunt. JJ throws over to first to keep the runner honest. Score 5-2.
5-2, runner
Brainerd
on first, one out.
Still leading. Callista is batting for Stackhouse. It's a curveball again.
Curveball for a strike. And I'll tell you, Dom, when they put a boy in for the first time and that curveball's working, he's being a right-handed hitter. He's going to bail out. He's going to back up the first time. It's exactly what Callista did.
Murphy eyes the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Another curveball again. Another strike. That ball was a little bit outside, but unfortunately for Callista, he chased it and fanned.
When the curveball's working like that the first time up, it's very difficult.
Blake Barnes. Blake struck out one time up today, and last time he grounded out.
It's a shortstop.
Ball. Curveball a little bit low and in the dirt. All right, they on an appeal to the second base umpire. He calls it a strike. He said that the runner, Blake Barnes, won around. Count 0-1.
He did. He fished on that curveball a little bit. Now, at this
Murphy moves over to first base.
At this stage of the game, when someone like Barnes in the top of the order has been up 3 or 4 times, they got to be a little familiar with that curveball and the pattern that he's using. Let's see if they can get to him. Nope.
Another curveball and another strike. So far, Chris Murphy has baffled him with that curveball.
It's, as I said earlier, it's been the money pitch.
Runner leads off first for Heritage. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled back into the screen.
Now, he showed him fastball, and not only did he show him fastball, he showed him a good one. Now, as someone familiar to us says, you can bet the house you're going to see curveball.
Here's the pitch for Murph. It's a high fastball.
I just lost the house.
He just lost the house. Good call by J.J. Bicola, because maybe Blake was also thinking curveball.
I know I would be if I was up there. Good call.
And at the end of 6 innings, Brainerd is holding on to a 5-2 lead. This is the last inning coming up for the Mustangs. Unless, of course, Heritage should tie it in their half of the inning. We have 2 changes just given to us by the coach from Heritage, Bob Boyle. 2 is coming in, and Martin is coming in.
2 is 1 for 2, previous against Brainerd. You could get into some kind of show with that. Who's on second? 2. No? 2's on first.
Scott Martin, 4 for 11 this year. He's a .364 hitter. Leading off for Brainerd, as I said earlier, Jason Sunkett. Jason, the shortstop for the Mustangs. Jason reached base last time up on an error.
Shortstop made an error, hit the ball hard. I'm impressed with this boy, Jason Sunkett. He's a good player.
Foley looks in at Page, throws the first balls a little bit inside. Top of the 7th inning. Strike, 1-1. Foley's pitch curveball lined into the outfield for a single. Clean single by Sunkett. Takes a little turn at first base, but he's going to hold on. Chris Murphy, number 22, will be up with a runner on first base. Will Brainerd continue to run in this
An
situation?
insurance run would be very handy right now. True, Page has a good arm. Sunkett runs very well. You got to get him to second base. That was a nice ripping hit to left field by Jason Sunkett, who
Clean single.
continues to impress.
Murphy's pitched a good game, now turns batter. There goes Sunkett, and he makes it. Another stolen base.
I'm surprised looking at Sunkett coming into this game. Only had stolen 5 bases. Well, he was only hitting .233, so that could account for it. But he's trouble when he gets on that base.
We have a pinch runner for Jason Sunkett.
Cohen
Brian Cohen, I believe,
is going to run for Jason. Steve Cohen?
Steve Cohen, I'm sorry,
Thank you.
7th grader Steve Cohen. You mentioned his brothers played in the varsity game, I believe.
Yeah, they saw the mother up there watching 2 of them. Now she's down here watching her son get in this game.
Murph bunts, pops it up, out of play. Stephen Cohen, a second baseman for the 7th grade team. And a member of Brainerd's 7th grade basketball team as well.
Good athlete. Counts 2-1. That was a outside curveball.
Here comes Foley, a little bit low and outside. 3-1 is the count to number 22, Chris Murphy, who has pitched a heck of a game so far today.
Excellent game.
Murphy lost the fly. It's going to be out of play.
So far today, Chris Murphy has gotten a double. He's grounded out to third base, and then a designated hitter came in for him and struck out, and now Murphy's back again.
According to Coach Simon, Chris Murphy is one of the best pitchers he's ever had at Brainerd. Nice pickoff play by Foley, and Steve Cohen, the pinch runner, is caught leaning the other way, and that hurts.
He was definitely leaning toward third base. Nice pickoff play. Glenn Foley to the second baseman covering.
That was an excellent pickoff play.
Yes.
All right, Murph hits a ground ball, and it's a single to right field. Murph's going to be content at first base, takes a short turn, but stops and goes back to the bag.
That last
We would have
pickoff
had
play.
first and third.
That's right. That's right. Bad base running. And that last pickoff play was Foley to 2 for 1. Pickoff.
Well stated. Bobby Landau is coming to the plate now, and now Simon is bringing out another pinch runner.
Probably trying to save
For
Chris
Murphy?
Murphy for the last inning.
Josh Weinstein, another 7th grader, is coming in to run. Let's see if he has a little more luck than 7th grader Stephen Cohen just had a few minutes
Yeah,
earlier.
that was a shame. That would have been first and third, like you said. With nobody out, but now we have man on first with 1 out. In a 5-2 ball game.
Landau looks at the ball. Here's the pitch. A little bit out of the strike zone, but Landau went after it.
Bobby Landau has already been in this game as a pinch runner. Now he's hitting here in the 9th position.
There's a pitch by Foley high, and Landau goes after that one and fans. He went after 2 bad balls in a row for that strikeout. 2 outs for the Mustangs. John Rivers, a leadoff hitter, is coming up. Rivers so far today has walked, been hit by a pitch, and he's flied out. Rivers bats from the left side. Runner at first base, 2 down. Brainerd leading 5-2. Rivers bunts it. Let's see if, nice play by Foley. He is out.
A little collision down there at first base, but that John Rivers, not a bad ball player, Dom. I'm impressed with him, too.
Gene, this is it.
Dom said this is it, and Coach Bob Boyle echoed this is it to his team.
5-2, Brainerd in the lead. This is the last bat for Heritage. Unless they do some significant damage, they are trailing by 3. Chris Murphy has pitched heck of a game today. Unless Heritage can do something about it, it looks like he may be the winning pitcher. And it looks like Brainerd could win the South Jersey Middle School championship. But we will see what unfolds here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Leading off for the Cubs, number 16, Eric Schwartz. So, meat of the order is coming up for the Cubs.
As Coach Boyle told us,
Schwartz and Foley.
Hitting got him there the whole season. 5 players hitting over 500, 7 players over 400. And this is the time they have to do it. They got to get the men on base and they got to hit. There's no other inning unless they do it.
Well, they have some good batters coming up.
It seems that Chris Murphy has had Mr. Schwartz's number here. He K'd him twice in this game.
Schwartz bats from the right side. Murphy has to hold him for 3 more outs if he can do it. Here's his first pitch. Curveball, strike.
You notice, Tom, Chris Murphy led off the first 3 innings or so with fastballs. Now he's coming with that curveball, that
next pitch. Fastball, strike.
Now, I'm not going to bet any more houses, and I'm not going to say it's going to be a curveball because they could be looking curveball. But if I was a guess hitter, I'm looking curveball.
And that's what he threw him, and he swung, and 3 pitches, 1 out.
Very strong here in the 7th inning.
Here comes Foley. Glenn, so far this afternoon, has homered and doubled. Glenn bats from the left side.
Coach Simon has one weapon in his arsenal he hasn't used today, the only one, but he's ready at a moment's notice. Louis Mbezi, ready to go if needed.
Here's the first pitch from Murph to Foley. It's fouled back. 0-1 is the count. It's safe to say that Foley is the only player from Heritage that's really hurt Murphy this afternoon.
Definitely. He's a hitter. There's no doubt about it.
He's done a nice job on the mound as well. It's the next pitch, a little bit outside.
2 curves in a row.
First ball that Murphy has thrown this inning.
With the reputation that he's going to get in the next few years, Glenn Foley's not going to get too much to hit.
Next pitch from Murph is
look at this.
Stroked foul.
Foul ball.
Murph jumps ahead of Foley, 1-2.
Coach Simon going out with catcher Picola to talk to Chris Murphy, and I'm sure they're going to say, don't throw him anything too good, but throw him a strike. No way you'd walk anybody. Let him hit the ball. The odds are the best hitter in the world only hit 4 out of 10 times. Little trivia question, who was that, Dom? Last hitter to hit 400 in the major leagues.
Ted Williams?
Right, 406. There
All right,
you
here's
go,
the
that's
ball
an out.
lofted to the center fielder. Napoli camps under it and puts the ball away for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom part of the 7th inning, with Brainerd holding a 5-2 lead. Aaron Tefancian is up, designated hitter. Aaron's doubled already today and flied out the last time up. Here's a ground ball. Jasinski makes a play at third base, throws, but it's going to be a little bit too late, and Aaron beats it out, and Heritage stays alive. Going to call that an infield single.
We'll call that a hit. Jasinski made a nice play going far to his left, had a difficult throw.
Aaron showed decent speed and beat it out.
Good speed.
Batting for Heritage right now, Mastrangelo, number 3. Bats from the right side. Here's Murph's first pitch, a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Now this is his first time up. He showed him fastball. Now you're going to see a curve right now. It's going to be the first time he saw the curve today.
Here it is, and it's over for a strike. Bottom half of the 7th inning.
Backed away. It's been the trend. The first time they've seen that curveball, they'll back away.
2 away, runner on first base.
Tough position to be in, coming off the bench.
Another curveball. It's tapped off the plate. Picola makes a play. This is going to be it. Brainerd wins the South Jersey Middle School League Championship. It is Simon's first title. Bruce has had a very successful coaching career, Brainerd baseball, but it's the first time, I believe, since he's been coached that Brainerd has won the league outright. I believe one other year they tied, and Simon certainly deserves a lot of credit, as does Bob Boyle. They both coach 2 excellent teams. Simon puts an awful lot of work into his job, and I'm happy for him that this year it paid some dividends.
Teams are shaking hands now, and it's the old story, and I think I stated in the beginning, good pitching beat good hitting.
Chris Murphy was outstanding this afternoon.
Pitched an excellent game. Showed him that fastball, got him out with the curveball.
And JJ, an excellent job behind the plate, catching him.
Handled him well.
Hitting stars for Brainerd this afternoon. Looking at the box score, Bobby Jasinski got them off. Bobby had a couple RBIs. All right, signing off at the league championship game. Dom Golden and Gene McDonald, it was our pleasure to bring you the game. Final score once again, Brainerd 5, Heritage 2. Thank you.
This is Channel B15, the Cherry Hill Public Schools television station.